Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for April 8th to 28th. For April 8th to 12th, blocking continues with the pattern. We have positive high anomalies here across the high latitudes in the Arctic region. We have a trough here, we have a ridge here in the west, and we have our upper low here over eastern Canada with a broad cyclonic flow extending from the northern Rockies into the eastern U.S. The upper low near Hudson Bay will result in below normal heights across much of the eastern U.S. And this pattern supports a continuation of a southward intrusion of polar air from Canada to the northern plains to the northeast. Now, I ran a trajectory plot before, and this air comes all the way up here from northern Canada and comes down all this way into the eastern U.S. You can see the flow here. This is where the cold air is coming from. Snow is likely for the northern plains this period, further south. And we're going to take a look at this. Further south, we have, I'm going to go back here a little bit. A wave is forecast to develop in the southeast and will cause showers and thunderstorms early next week. The precipitation will spread to the north and east. Thermal profiles are uncertain. However, wintry weather is possible for the interior, mid-Atlantic, and the northeast. So we're going to start here. This is Thursday, but we have a couple of events coming up. This Thursday, we go Thursday, Friday. Here's one of our lows. And it's fairly weak, but there'll be some light precipitation. This will be a warm front lifting north. But then as we get into next week, here's our upper low here over the southeast. And the low kind of is like, it's far out here. This is the ensemble means. This is Sunday. Now here, this is later Sunday. Low's way out. And then we go into early next week again. Here we are on Monday and Tuesday. These are a couple chances of snow coming. And then now this low is a little further to the north, closer to the coast. This is late Monday, and then we go into Tuesday. There's still a spread in the ensembles during this time. So temperatures will be below normal in the east by as much as 10 degrees or more. And several Pacific systems will push in the west, spreading precipitation to northern central plains. That's another thing I want to take a look at. This is the Pacific, or you could say the river, atmospheric river, originates all the way from Hawaii, even before, and streams up towards the west coast. Now I'm going to put this in motion. This is a GFS. I'm going to see how this stream of moisture comes in, especially California, will be a harder hit. Then it kind of shifts south. But the moisture comes right in, especially for this area here. You can see it. This probably the southern Sierras. And then that's the GFS. Now we're going to look at the European. It's a little further north, but still coming into California. And then again, it sinks south, and it's similar here because it brings the heaviest precipitation. Same here. Now this is the European. Here's the GFS, so it's similar. Now to get back to the forecast for the long range, changes are coming up in the pattern with a strong negative WPO and an EPO that cause the cold temperatures to the northern U.S. The pattern progresses to a more of a positive PNA ridge combined with the negative AO as warmth over the Arctic is pushed south of some of the cold air over Canada will be pushed across Canada. However, changes are ahead of the warm signal finally reveals as a positive EPO and negative PNA, two tug connections that should respond to a strong jet extension across the North Pacific. And this is what we'll have here. This will back storms further west, so the cyclonic development is favored over the Central Plains, with storms tracking to the Great Lakes. It could get wet across the far eastern plains and the Mississippi Valley during this period. We're going to progress now to the next period. We're going to go to April 11th to the 15th. Here we are at the 11th. We still have our trough. You see this trough starting to edge closer to the west coast. We still have our ridge, our trough. And this trough will gradually weaken and lift out. You'll see that. So we're at the 11th. See how it kind of gradually lifts to the north, though kind of like relaxes a bit to more of a zonal flow. And this trough kind of moves further to the east, but we still have a ridge here. And then we come to the 15th, and we look at the rest of the models. They're in pretty good agreement, and this will be the, okay, that we'll go back here. Here's a look at the European weeklies. This is on the 9th. So we're going to go here. This would be the beginning of the next period. Above normal heights here, below normal heights here. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here using the NAEFS, and we'll have above normal temperatures here with anomalies of 48 degrees above normal. Below normal temperatures are forecast for this region here with anomalies of 4 degrees below normal for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here and here. And the probability of occurrence is 35 to 55%. Below normal precipitation forecast for this region. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 40%. Now we're going to look at the period for April 16th to 20th. Here we are at the 16th, and the western trough continues to progress slowly eastward, and this will be in the west central plains during the period. You'll see that coming now. See, we have our trough here starts developing across the east central states. We have above normal heights in the east. So that's the 18th. And then we go to the 20th. You can see, whoops, keeps jumping. You can see the trough in here above normal heights. And then we look at the rest of the models. They're similar, but I think the patterns could be more like this. This is the European anomaly. So, I mean, this is European ensembles. And so the temperature forecast will reflect this as I use the European ensembles forecast for the temperature. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above, below normal. So you're saying above for here. Below normal temperatures are forecast for this region here. And I'm forecasting anomalies of 4 to 8 degrees below normal. Above normal temperatures forecast for most of the area for the eastern U.S., and this will be about anomalies of 2 to 6 degrees. Be 2 to 6 degrees above normal, and for precipitation, I lost my temperature map. I'll get that up in a minute. Okay, here's the precipitation forecast, forecasting below normal precipitation here and here, and the probability of occurrence is 40%. Below normal precipitation is forecast here. Probability of occurrence is 40%. So that's the long range weather forecast discussion for April 8th to 20th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munnings World of Weather, and have a good day.